Hey yo, in this video I'm gonna be breaking down a G-Funk influenced beat that I made in Maschine, and we're gonna go through all sounds that I used, showing where each sound comes from, what the reason is behind the sound selection, and I will also break down the main chord progression bass line. And as a bonus, I'm gonna show you what I used to get this talkbox-style vocal without using an actual talkbox. So let's go! So first of all, the drum pattern, I was using the Mystic kit from the Amplified Funk expansion. The tempo is 94 BPM and it's a pretty simple drum pattern. Just pay attention to this trio of kick drums here and this kick at the start of the second bar that is not on the first beat, but it's an eighth note later. And a 16th note hi-hat adds a bit of urgency to the beat. And then just sprinkled this bell here just to add a bit of an accent. The second thing is a monotonous muted guitar playing just the E3 note, which is more of a background sound but really contributes to the groove of the track. And for this one, I'm using the Guitar Plugs preset from the Backyard Jams expansion. Here we have these vintage strings, again from Backyard Jams, and this is the main chord progression of this track. So the track is in E minor. I chose this sound because it adds quite a spacey feel to the track and it has a lot of harmonics. It's a very rich sound, so it fills up the frequency spectrum in a really nice manner. And I also sidechain compressed this track. I sidechained it to the whole drum group in order to add this pumping effect and leave more space in the mix for the drums. And then we have the bass line. The Gastral preset from Amplified Funk. The bass line is not too complex, it's just following the root note of the chord that's playing at any given moment, and just pay attention to these transitional notes that spice up the bass line really nicely. And the nice thing with this bass sound is that it's bassy but still has enough presence in the mid-range, so it sits really nice in the mix. Then we have this glockenspiel, and I just created this musical phrase varying the note that each part of the phrase ends on. And it becomes kind of like a question and answer relationship, because here it ends on the B, here it ends on the D, and then on the B again. And then we have this nice lick at the end to provide some resolution. And the glockenspiel is a really classic sound for this style of music, adding some organic vibe to this otherwise mostly synth-based track. And it's also nicely contrasting with the synth strings that are playing the main chord progression. And the next sound serves pretty much the same purpose. This is the Too Sunny preset from Glaze, a contact play series instrument. And what I'm playing here is a duophonic part, playing a root note and the perfect fifth above it. So it gives it a bit of an airy and uplifting feel. Then we have this classic G-Funk lead. I'm using the Monarch preset called Chuck T's Replica XT for some delay, so it's not too dry, adding some spaciness to it. And again, some sidechain compression, sidechains to the whole drum group in order to make sure it's not overpowering and not muddying up the mix too much with these delays and so on. And again, this gives it a nice pumping feel that is not present when the drums are not playing. And it's all about overlapping the notes as you play them so that you get this glide effect from the G-Funk lead. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying the video, and if that's the case, definitely give the video a like, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do that as well. And if you want to support the channel, check out the links to my packs in the video description. And now back to the video. So I copied this scene and I deleted the chord progression and played the same chord progression with the Bright Grant. This is a default Maschine piano on the basic Maschine 2 library. It's not from an expansion. So this is the same chord progression but played in a more of a broken up manner while I was holding the sustain pedal. So it sounded like this. This doesn't have as much harmonics as the vintage strings that I used for the chord progression on the first scene, so it leaves a bit more space for the vocals. Coming back to the vintage strings, I didn't use them for the chord progression in this scene, I just played them as strings. And again, the thing that added a bit of an uplifting vibe to this part is the fact that I played the perfect fifth of each chord that was playing. So for the first chord, I played an E, which is the perfect fifth of the A, which is the root note of the chord. Then I played the F sharp, which is the perfect fifth of the B, which was the root note of the chord. Then I played the B, and it sounded like this. And for this part, I didn't use the classic G-Funk lead from Monarch that I used for the first scene. I used a shorter one with more staccato notes. It was called Lilac, again from Backyard Jams. So here is what we have so far. And for the talkbox part, I used Isotope's vocal synth in Ableton Live. We could probably do this in Maschine, but I'm just more used to doing it in live. Using a regular DAW for recording vocals is probably the best bet here. And vocal synth actually imparts the synth tonal quality of this analog synth that I was playing here. And so I may do a proper video to explain how to set this all up with the vocal synth, but I think they have explanations for every DAW inside the actual plugin, so it's gonna be pretty easy to set up.
Wasting my time with you. I've been waiting for that falling rain, and I've been waiting for that email to come. But I am wasting my time. Wasting my time with you. I've been waiting for the falling rain, and I've been waiting for that email to come. But I am wasting my time with you. Wasting my time with you. Wasting my time with you.
And so that's pretty much it. A West Coast influenced beat in Maschine. Not copying any artist 100%, and that's what I always preach. Find your own voice. Use this style as an inspiration and put your own twist on it. And you can check out a similar West Coast influenced beat that I made in Ableton Live in this video up here. Thank you so much for watching everyone, and I will see you in the next one.